Hello, this is Professor Farley, and this is going to be a video that should help you understand a few important aspects of outlines, especially as it concerns this class. So, a few things that we're going to talk about. And the first principle is going to be that the outline should cover your entire paper. So you should be covering your introduction, your body paragraphs, and your conclusion. You want to kind of open up these spaces and explore what types of ideas you might be able to have in each one. And you have to remember as you're doing so that you are thinking about the essential function of each. So for your introduction, what is it that you need to be able to explain? Establish your ideas for the paper. Your body paragraphs will be going into details to support whatever you've presented in your introduction, and your conclusion will be adding some kind of context or perspective to all that you've covered. So you'll have to identify the different places and points you'd like to make in each one of those areas. So that's going to be the first main principle of an outline. The second one will be, as you see here, to establish a hierarchy of details. So by that I mean these things here. So you'll see obviously with this point here, 1, 2, and 3, that these are going to be individual paragraphs. Obviously these next ones down, A, B, C, etc., are going to be major details, and you'll see delineated at some points minor details, right? And it's oftentimes that you are going to find your research in these spaces throughout. All right, so having a hierarchy of details has several important functions for you. One is to have you, in a sort of graphic way, be able to see exactly how much information you have and what types of information you have. It's also going to have you be able to move that information around. For instance, you might be looking at your outline, and you might be looking at points C and B here, and you're going to understand these are both major and minor details, or sorry, major details, and you think C should actually go before B. So as you're looking through, you can move it up there instead. So seeing these points listed in this way will allow you to think about how you're ordering your details and what those details are. The final principle that should be in an outline, which you'll also see enumerated here, is that you should have complete ideas. So, complete idea. This does not mean complete sentence. So, as you can see, for instance, in this notion here, key notions of democracy is connected to free communications. So, this is not a complete sentence. Obviously, does not have a verb to it, but it provides the complete detail that we're doing. So the point of the outline is to save you time, to help you organize your thoughts, and if you can keep this in mind here, that an outline should entirely establish what your paper is about, what you want to say, and your drafts should really equal just how you want to say it. So you should know exactly what you want to say in your outline. That's what this is for. All of your ideas are here, and they're organized in such a way that you could move them around, change them, identify them, and do all that kind of stuff. And you're not going to actually know what you want to say unless you have complete ideas listed. So in other words, you shouldn't be having just 1 or 2 words to establish a point. Let's take a point down here. Corporate corruption in the early colonies leads to the Boston Tea Party. For instance, you wouldn't just put something like Boston Tea Party, right? Because as you're sitting down to write your paper, and you're thinking, okay, my second paragraph is going to be the history of American corporation, provides a background for the discussion of media control, which is a very complete idea. And then I just have Boston Tea Party after that. So there I'm going to have to stop and go back and think, right? I'm going to go back and have to think, what do I want to say? And so I haven't actually accomplished that idea in my outline yet, because I'm still having to pause and think, well, what is my point here? What am I going to say about the Boston Tea Party? So with this complete idea, corporate corruption in the early colonies leads to the Boston Tea Party. Now that's not the sentence exactly is how I'm going to put it in my paper, but I know exactly the type of point in what I'm really looking to say there. All right, so we want complete ideas. You need to have an outline that covers your entire paper. And you also want to have a hierarchy of details. So that you know exactly how many paragraphs you have, because you'll have these topics denoted. You'll know exactly what kinds and how many details you'll have for each one of these things. Here we have 3 details and we have 1 quote. We have a few details here. We've got several details here, so this is very developed. We have only a couple of details here. There are no details in this paragraph. And so you'll know, especially as you're starting with outline 1 and moving forward, that this is going to be a place where you're going to need more research. So those are the types of things you're going to want to be able to define by completing your outlines. What information do you have? Where does it go? What do you need to do next? And eventually, once you've put your whole outline together, you've put in all of your quotes, you're going to know how your paper is looking. All right, I hope this video was very helpful to you. I know it was very quick overview of some essential ideas, but what I want you to do is work on your outlines, get started, get working on these, and if you have any questions, please email me and ask. All right, thank you.